Now we're recording. So, the first part, you and your fucking signs, Tim. The first part, our kind of character creation turned into a bit of a technical mess, and difficulties hearing people, cameras breaking down. We love you, Roll20, but please bring back your old video format. It worked so much smoother. But yeah, we're back now. We've fixed our sound problems mostly. So we'll all just
We love you, Roll20, but it's a lot like the love the Mortal has in Monsterhearts.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
You do terrible things to us, but because we don't have a better option, we're just like...
I am totally immortal for Monsterheart, for Roll20. I'm always defending it, even when I shouldn't. Self-harm in order to understand it better. I hurt myself to understand it better. But yeah, we're going to be playing Monsterhearts 2 today for people who are watching this. I don't think all of our community or like friends know much about this game, so I think it's best to kind of think of it as like a love child of Buffy, Twilight, and all those kind of like True Blood. Just those kind of,
but it's very self-aware, right?
But like very self-aware, yeah. We're not actually just going to play a Twilight RPG. I mean, we could, but...
Totally.
We just have two characters, just Vampire and Mortal. And Wolf, I guess.
And Wolf, yeah. Maybe we'll do that next time.
There'll be a Magical Girls RPG, so if anyone's trying to become a Magical Girl recently, soon.
Yes, I've heard about it. I know that Andrew is writing that.
Yeah.
And I love Magical Girls.
Every game I have with Tim starts mentioning the Magical Girl RPG that's coming out and looking so happy.
Yes, I'm so happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that there's one person who understands my love for Magical Girls.
It's completely lost on me.
Even if you can't see me, I'm actually doing a Magical Girl pose.
Oh, yes!
Yeah.
Magical Power Makeup Plus!
Yeah.
Yeah!
What's even better is he's doing it while shirtless, because we can't see him. So as soon as the camera went off...
The beautiful Glandalf.
Just every time Samael rolls to turn someone on, Glandalf takes off one type of clothing.
No, it's cold out here.
Trip RPG.
But that's what we're playing today. So we'll give you a quick introduction to our characters. We've already built them all. So I'll go first, just to give you an idea of kind of what I'm going for. I will be playing Helena Cage. Helena Cage is about a year and a half ago. She was a normal, kind of awkward, but relatively normal girl. A little bit geeky. Until she was in a car accident with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend died. And when she came back to school, everyone kind of thought she was dead, but she came back to school, she was different. She had cut the side of her hair close, she dyed it black as opposed to kind of the browny colour it was before. Started wearing like dark clothing, covering up most of her skin, wearing darker makeup, and had a new attitude. She became very predatory, very kind of intimidating to a lot of people. And the reason for this, she died. She and her boyfriend died in that crash, but the mortician resurrected her. Mortician brought her back, using parts of other dead bodies, mostly her boyfriend. Her right arm is currently her boyfriend's arm. And she returned to life. She's not sure if she killed the mortician or not. Birth is a confusing and terrifying time. But she then ran out into the school, came back, and has been carrying on her life as this new predatory version of herself. She hungers for both fear, which kind of tastes good to her, gets her blood flowing again, makes her feel more alive, brings colour to her cheeks, and meat, particularly human meat, will satisfy her and fill her with food. But if she can make someone filled with terror before death, fill them with, get all that fear into their meat, it's better than sex. Wow, it's amazing. It's everything she needs, and she craves it all the time. She's pretty damn hard to kill, and has came back kind of stronger, like that Buffy the Vampire Slayer strong, where they never really tell you how strong they are, but you know they're pretty strong. And her kind of cold, disinfected ways have kind of a strange effect on some people. But yeah, that's Cage. She's got some strings. Samuel, the angel, knows that she came back to life, and because Samuel's an angel and saw her come up to the gates of heaven and crash back down. And although Helena doesn't know, that's how Samuel knows. Helena is aware Samuel knows. And so they both have two strings on each other. And Helena also is close to Ophelia. Ophelia's perky but morbid attitude works well for her, and she kind of reminds her what it was like to have friends when she was alive. And as such, I believe Ophelia has two strings on me, because she's basically the only friend she's made since she changed.
Because you want to know what love is, and you want me to show you.
I want to know what love is. Yeah, but that's going to be Cage, and we'll learn more about Cage as we go on. Yeah, Ophelia, since I just mentioned you.
Ophelia was born Catherine Jones, and her parents were wealthy, but kind of not very caring, also a bit eccentric, but they're away on business trips most of the time. And so the only real kind of parental figure she had was her nanny. But one day her nanny had a heart attack and died. But when her nanny died, a death spirit, a Kalika, came to take her away, but because Ophelia heard that something was going on and thought there was maybe a burglar or something, she got one of her father's guns, which were, because he's weird and eccentric and kind of only has them because he thinks they're pretty, was loaded with silver bullets and shot at this stranger, killing the death spirit and basically absorbing his powers. And suddenly she was filled with like knowledge and powers that weren't quite her own, that she didn't quite understand. And she noticed that she kind of stepped out of her skin, like she was suddenly a skeleton, and her skin and flesh was lying in front of her. But like anyone who is caught naked, she just immediately put it back on. And yeah, she can get out of her skin, although she retains her face and her hands. That's the move I took. And yeah, she can step out of her skin to show her true skeleton form. But she can also put on skin and stuff like that. And yeah, she kind of turned from a pretty normal kind of studious student to this kind of morbid but pretty cheery kind of goth girl. Like, she looks very goth, but she's kind of fairly upbeat about most things, which sometimes irritates people, but like a morbid upbeat. So she makes jokes a lot, but they're also a lot about dead puppies. So yeah.
God.
Gray, our ghost, saw me slipping out of my skin one time because he followed me home, the little creep. And as such, we both have one string on each other. And then I gave Helena Cage advice when she was upset about someone talking shit about her dead husband. Boyfriend, sorry. We're all like 17, so... I mean, then again, we're in the Midwest, so... So I have a string on her as well. Yeah. That's who Ophelia is. I also have a book full of like 6 or 7 edgy, terrible teenage poems that I wrote in preparation of this. So
I'm excited
maybe I'll get a
to come out.
chance to bring them up. Maybe not. We'll see. They're all terrible. I spent like 2 minutes on all of them.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Samuel or Gray?
I don't know. Go for it, Jared.
Alright. Wow, my mind went blank.
Like a ghost.
You're a ghost. You were hit by a bus.
He was hit by a bus while he was walking home from school, and he died. It wasn't super quick, but it was before he could get any medical attention, but he would have probably died anyway. Since then, he's kind of grown disconnected from humanity. He kind of is more of an observer in the world rather than actively taking part. He's been haunting his family's old house after they moved away. And recently he started going around the school. But hasn't, no one's really caught on to the, aside from Ophelia, no one's caught on to the fact that he's actually dead. Okay, I'm trying to find the string.
You don't need them exactly if you can kind of remember the gist of them. Oh, I see this. This is the mum in the background problem. I know this problem well.
I was having literally the same thing. My roommate started walking in and immediately talking to me, and I'm like, dude, no.
I don't understand, man.
Yeah, I'm having trouble focusing.
It's fine.
Right. Ophelia knows that he is dead, partially because she remembers the event, but she can tell that he's a ghost because of her connection to death. And
Ophelia is also desperately trying to get open a beer, so if I make funny faces, it's because I'm...
I was wondering if you were alright. Like, it looks pretty trying.
It's getting really difficult to masturbate in his old age.
Especially on camera.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I can only do it on camera. Everything else just doesn't turn me on anymore.
That's why you play Roll20. It's alright, we're playing Monsterhearts. It's the perfect game for it. Oh,
sorry about that,
I'm
Chris.
sorry, Jared. Sweet, innocent Jared.
okay, what is the other thing? Oh, right. Since he's a weirdo who kind of just follows people around and watches them, he has been in Helena's bedroom while she was sleeping and was watching her. He's also very, very terrible at actually being creepy intentionally. It's only when he's just watching people and not trying to be that he's creepy. When he's trying to be scary and creepy, he's just really bad at it. He does things that he thinks are going to scare people, but really they're just irritating.
Yeah. I do like to think it was like just a case of, oh, I wonder what Helena's doing. It wasn't like, I want to see Helena naked. It's, I wonder what Helena does in her spare time.
Yeah, he doesn't understand the concept of personal space or privacy.
Yeah.
Like, he just will follow, like, if someone was in the shower, he might just follow them in there and start talking to them. Like, nothing's...
And you very well
nothing weird
might
is
have,
going
like,
on.
gone into Helena's room and she's just gnawing on, like, a thigh bone or something. Just like... Oh.
How old was Gray when he died?
Oh, he was 16.
So a little
and
younger.
He is 25 now. I mean, he hasn't aged at all because he's a ghost, and he hasn't really matured either. He's just gotten kind of odd.
Yeah, trapped in that moment.
And I think that's about it.
Yeah. Helena's about, I'd say, 17. Maybe seems a little older.
Yeah, Ophelia is around that as well. Maybe she's
16, 17, I feel it. And then Glandalf?
Yeah, so I'll be playing Samael, the angel. He's been cast up from heaven for behaving like a complete asshole. He got drunk, high, and talked with every single girl he could find in heaven, and so the Lord casts him on earth. So he landed in the body of Samuel Saint-Pierre, 17 years old student, whose parents are like really Catholics and old. His father is a lawyer, and his mother is an ethics teacher in our school. So the behavior of Samuel radically changed when Samael entered his body, and Samael, the angel, took the full control of the body. So he was like an handsome student, all dressed up, good grades, no drink, no smoking. But Samael loved these things, so he started drinking, smoking, being a bad guy, and listening to metal.
The devil's music.
Yeah. Like pretty hardcore bands like Asking Alexandria and...
Just white metal. Just Christian metal.
Brutal. Only Mayday. Wait, what was? I mean, August Burns Red and stuff. Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
So horrible.
Black Veil Brides and
so good.
And so basically, Samael just wanted to go back to heaven at first, and try to smite some evil things in the city to redeem for his sins. But finally, he finds Earth pretty comfortable and wants to stay a bit more on Earth. So there's this other angel, Bartholomew, but everyone calls him Bob.
Yeah,
He's been
Bob.
sent on Earth
I love that so much. I'm sorry.
for a mission, and he's the perfect angel that I'm not. So I hate him, and I got 2 strings on him, and he got 1 on me. And Ophelia, being a death spirit, kind of reminds me what angels are in a certain way, but from a foreign culture. So I get she got 1 string on me.
I got strings on everybody.
Yeah.
Nice. I haven't got very many strings at all, but that makes sense for like a cold bitch who eats people.
Yup.
And that's it.
Awesome.
I have
All
2 strings on
right.
Samuel, and that is it.
Pretty
Yeah.
brutal.
Wait,
so
should I have any on Ophelia?
I'm gonna.
No, Ophelia has them on me. Never mind, sorry.
Oh, yeah. I gave you the one that only gives me strings, and you gave me the one that only gives me strings.
How many
Yeah, I have
strings do you
3
on me?
strings on you.
Wow! I'm really
Wow.
fond of you.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
wow.
more like social power, right? It's not necessarily liking people, but
Yeah.
But I think
But,
that's
like-
kind of where the social power comes
what
from.
people also like what gender do all the characters identify as? Is it just like Gray's male, Samuel is male, and then Helena and Ophelia female, or
I think so. Helena's female. Her.
Ophelia is female as well?
Yeah.
Mark this just because it's a good idea. Awesome. So I brought you over to our homeroom.
Yay!
So this is like regular high school. So you just get to choose your spots real quick, and then I've got some characters I'm gonna plop down.
Nice.